Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to another episode of my Christian Music Week reviews. Each week I take 5 releases, album DVDs, or singles, and after I listen to them all week, I come back here and I review them. I share what I think about them. So without further ado, let's get to this week's first release, Zach Williams' new single, The Struggle. Zach Williams' new single, The Struggle, yet another bonus track from his deluxe edition of Rescue Story that comes out in June. And by the way, if you're interested, you can check out my review of the whole regular edition, plus some of the other bonus tracks, including Empty Grave, Rattle featuring Stephen Furtick, Stand My Ground, Turn It Over, here on this channel. But let's dive into this song, The Struggle. Definitely a country feel here. Acoustic guitar, violin, electric guitar, and as for the lyrics here, it kind of tells the story of a man and a woman who are weary of their struggles with addiction. And after seeing a Bible, they ask for God to deliver them from that. And he does. He does deliver them from the struggle of their old life into a new life. Up next, Phil Wickham's new single, It's Always Been You. Phil Wickham's new single, It's Always Been You, the third single from his upcoming album, Hymn of Heaven, which comes out in June. Let's talk about it. But before I do, let me just talk about the other two singles that have been released thus far. So Battle Belongs, I reviewed that one on this channel. House of the Lord, I did not review. But let me just say I've heard that song now, and it's a pretty good song as well. And this song is a good song as well, so it's setting up to be a good album. But let's dive into It's Always Been You. So instrumentally here we have piano, violin, and drum. And as for the lyrics here, great lyrics here. Love the lyrics to this one. Talks about how God's love is always broken through in Phil's life, in saving him, guiding him, and being with him. And by the way, will continue to. Really good lyrics about God's faithfulness. Up next, Ginny Owens' new EP, Sink Hope in the Darkness. Ginny Owens' new EP, Sink Hope in the Darkness. Let's talk about it. So pretty good EP here, I would say. Instrumentally, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, piano, drum, and as for the lyrics here, really good lyrics here. Talks about fixing our eyes on and praising God as our guiding light in the darkness that is with us. And also talks about standing on the cornerstone of his promises. Up next, Aha Gazelle's new mixtape, Pardon Me. Aha Gazelle's new mixtape, Pardon Me. Let's dive into it. So mostly a lot of singing and sing rapping here vocally, but definitely some rapping too. As for instrumentation here, we have bass, drum, synth, acoustic guitar on a couple tracks as well. Definitely some fire beats on this release for sure. Really love the production on this mixtape. And as for the lyrics here, he talks about how he's judged by Christians who, by the way, are imperfect themselves for being real about being imperfect. He also talks about how even if he gets thrown stones at, he's still feeling brand new and he's still going to share the truth of Jesus. I do worry about on the pinned comment, he can be a little dismissive about the importance of accountability, but overall, I like the mixtape message that this mixtape presents. And that message is that, yes, we as Christians have been made brand new in Jesus, and obviously should strive to live the life that he's called us to, but, however, the truth is, as long as we're in this fallen world, we're still going to be imperfect, and we need to show grace to each other and understand that we're made brand new in Christ, instead of throwing stones at each other just because we sin sometimes. Up next, our last release for today, Andrew Ripp's new album. Andrew Ripp's new album, Evergreen. Let's dive into it. So stylistically here, acoustic guitar, piano, and bass. And as for the lyrics here, touches on a few different themes. Talks about this relationship between him and this girl, and talks about how as broken as their love may be, this evergreen love keeps coming back because God ultimately meant it to be. Also talks about crying out to Jesus when he's about to lose control, and also talks about rejoicing in the cloudy days of life, knowing that a better day is coming. Well, that's it for this week. Come back next week for 5 more releases. If you like what's on this video, please subscribe. Also, if you have any thoughts on what I said about today's releases, or anything that came out today that you want to see in next week's video, let me know that in the comments below. Also, check out my playlist section for my monthly Music Muffin Streams playlist, which is on Spotify, and right here on YouTube, featuring artists like Falling Up, Cutlass, Triply, and others. So go and check that out if you're interested. Well, I'll go now. See you next week. Bye!